friends, I am here today to show you how to seam the collar together on this design. It is a folded over collar and you're trying to make it as neat as possible on the inside, that's the wrong side, so that you can actually flip the garment inside out and wear it either this way or that way. So you can see it's really neat along there. You can't really see where the seam is, and even neater on this side. So at the request of some of the knitters who have been working on this design, I unpicked some of my seam here and I've put it on a double pointed needle just to minimize some of the clacking of the needles against the table. I have one sleeve and the hem still on needles since I'm working out the length of those, so we'll just work with a double point so that yeah, you can see it without the clacking. I'm always really self-conscious about filming these tutorials because my hands are not pretty. They are working hands, not decorative. Yeah, try and ignore that if that's bothering you. We have our collar stitches have been knit and are still live, and here along this edge we have the cast on from when we began our sweater. I like to use a tapestry needle that is plastic because it's flexible, and you'll want to use one that has a dull point, not a sharp one. That just helps you pick apart where the stitches go and gets you in the right spot easier than a sharp one. Sharp tip tends to split yarn and it just goes wherever it wants to go because nothing stops it. So a blunt ended tapestry needle can actually help you get a live seam a little neater. So we are going to go through the live stitches. Each stitch needs to be gone through, needs to be threaded through twice. That way it mimics stockinette row. So I'm going to come purlwise through the first stitch, then into the cast on edge, and I'm going to follow this line of thread. Now these two yarns here are just part of the cast on, so don't get too excited about that. Now I'm going to go through this knitwise and pull it off. That's similar to a Kitchener stitch because you come back through the first stitch and go in purlwise. Now the trickiest part of this seam is knowing where to go back into your cast on edge. So you always want your thread to go through a stitch twice. So come back to where your thread was and follow it. And go up through the cast on. Then we're coming back down. We're following this little purl bump here. So through both, under both cast on lines there. And then we're going to go knitwise off, purlwise on, come back to where that last thread was, and follow it back up, then follow this purlwise thread through the cast on lines. So knitwise off, purlwise on. for the last stitch, we're going to go through the cast on line and end with a knitwise through the end there. So you can see it's pretty neat along there, and once you block it, these stitches will even out and this will come a little bit more closed and it will start to look a little bit more like this edge here. I hope that helped you make a reversible garment.